Hi fashion lovers, in this video I'll be sharing with you a requested tutorial on how to cut this stylish balloon blouse. Style inspiration is from Redefined by Zena. Now, to start cutting this dress, you're going to get the blouse length first. Then when you get your blouse length, you're going to minus your band measurement. So I'll be cutting this pattern in a miniature size because we are going to have a slash and spread here. Now, let's say this blouse is going to stop at your waistline. Remember, I'm cutting this in a smaller size, please. Now, let's say my shoulder to waistline is 14.5 inches. That 14.5 inches, I'll deduct 2 inches from it for my band, which will give me 12.5 inches. So that 2 inches I minus for the band, I'll use it to cut out my band later. Now, instead of marking that 12.5 that I have deducted the 2 inches from my band, I'll add additional 2 inches to my measurement. Now, what is this additional 2 inches for? This is for the drop effect on the lower part of this blouse. This is to give it that excess drop effect at the lower part. By the time you add up your blouse, you add your band and tie it at the waistline, that extra 2 inches we added will fold over this way at the lower part. The next step you take is to measure your shoulder. Whatever you have, you're going to divide it by 2 and mark. So I'll mark this. So I'm cutting this in a smaller size. From that your shoulder, you're going to measure the length of your sleeve. And after measuring it, add extra 1.5 to 2 inches, which you'll be using to create your elastic casing at the sleeve of the dress. So from here, you come down by 1 inch. After that, mark out a basic neckline of 3 inches. From these 3 inches, now you will come down by 1 inch for the front. For the back, for the front, you use 2 inches or 2.5 inches. Then you go ahead to connect the first neckline first. Then after connecting it, I'll connect the second neckline. Why I'm doing this is because you'll be using the same pattern to cut the front and the back. They are the same thing. It's just the difference in the neckline. So the back neckline and front neckline. So from this your neckline now, you're going to connect it to your total sleeve length that is all the way down, that you came down by 1 inch. The next step you're going to take is to outline and also measure your sleeve opening. Now you're going to determine how wide this sleeve is going to be. So whatever you're using should be big enough so that it will create this exaggerated sleeve effect. So for your sleeve opening, you can use at least the least 10 inches on fold, but for me, I'll be using like something like 15 inches. That it will give you this fullness. So this 15 inches is not a standard. Just like I said, you can use 10 inches, 15 or more, depending on how full you want yours to be. Now, your waist measurement divided by 4. Now you're going to add additional 3 to 4 inches to what you have. Although we are going to slash and spread it, then you connect it back to your pattern this way. You're going to get your ruler, and the part you'll be slashing is towards the neckline area and the center front. This is to give this side this fuller effect we have on this blouse. So I'm not using a particular measurement here. You see how I connected this to the neckline here? That is how you're going to stop yours. And when you're connecting to this part, you can go ahead to slash it this way, not taking it straight, so that it can actually like open up this side a little. Please remember to label yours, and this amount that I slash is not like a standard. You can open up or slash more depending on the measurement you're working with. Go ahead to take the measurement of the neckline for the front and also the neckline for the back. So I'll just go ahead to cut this out. Remember, you're using the same pattern to cut out your front and the back. The difference is the neckline area. Now when you're slashing this, please do not cut it open. Just open these first 2 parts a little. You see me going ahead to use my sellotape to close it back, right? This is just to give the dress a little fullness at this area. So even here too, I'll open it up this way. Now, next part is the one that cuts into the neckline. I'll slash it open because you're meant to slash and spread out your neckline, right? So I'll just open it this way, spread it on another pattern paper. Sorry for the noise at the background of this video. Now I'll be adding another additional pattern paper to what I have here. So what I'll do now is to use my tape to hold this down so that it will be firm on the pattern paper. So you can use your safety pin to do this. Now after slashing this part, you can actually place it on your main fabric and do the slash and spread on your fabric, or you can just go ahead to do it on a pattern paper and transfer. Anyone that is okay, just go ahead to do so. Now for this slash and spread, there's no particular measurement. This totally depends on the fullness you want to achieve on the lower part of the blouse. Now another thing, when I was cutting this, remember I said you should open this up this way so that the opening or the fullness of the dress can spread towards the side too, just as seen in this in the actual dress. Now for the opening, I'm using 1.5. Please, this 1.5 is not a standard. Just using this 1.5 inches because I'm doing this on a pattern paper and I'm not using an actual fabric, and also so that this video will not be too, the drafting will not be too big and might be a bit confusing for you. So you can add more than 1.5, please, so that you get the fullness that you want in front of this dress, because the beauty of the dress is how full it is towards the lower part and also at the neckline of this dress. Now, when placing the last part, you need to make sure that it is on a straight line so that it will be easier for you to place it on your fabric, unfold and cut out, right? After placing it, I'll go ahead to use the sellotape to hold it down. Another thing you need to have in mind is the amount of spacing you have determines the amount of fullness you have at the lower part. Now, if you check the two videos I pinned here, you will notice that fullness of the lower part is not the same. One is fuller than the other one. So depending on how you spread it out will give you what the fullness you're going for. The next step is to go ahead to cut this. Now, if you notice, I did not follow the last mark. I just went straight, right? So that I will not have a high-low effect. Then I'll go ahead to trace it out very well. Then trace this part straight so that you can easily place it on fold. Then follow your shoulder slope or shoulder slant that you have at the neckline of your dress to cut that part out. When you get towards the neckline, make sure you follow the curve and trace the shoulder. So this is what you have. By the time you gather the neckline, just like we have from the actual picture. Now, this is the reason why I said measure your front and your back neckline, because you will be gathering it to the original measurement you have at the neckline of the front and also at the neckline of the back. The lower part, you'll be using your waist measurement to cut out the band, but you'll be adding like an additional strap to it. The back neckline of this dress, you can give it a little slit or opening here so that you can easily attach your turtle neckline and it will stop at where you have that notch at the center of the back. Neckline is a turtle neckline so that it can easily pass the head of that person. Then go ahead to reconnect the front neckline this way. Go ahead to reconnect it this way. You're equally going to gather it. To cut your dress, what you do is place this and cut the back pattern. After cutting the back pattern, you go ahead to cut out the neckline and then you place it and cut out for the front pattern. So you're just using one pattern to do this. So just like I said, for this slash and spread, the 1.5 I use is not a standard. It totally depends on how full you want the lower part of your dress, and the neckline area, how you place it determines how the gathered area of the neckline will be. So also remember, just like I said, if you mark your blouse length, add additional 1 to 2 inches to give that turn up or bubble effect drop at the lower part of your dress. You notice the turtle neckline there has like an extension at the back. It is not just the round measurement they used. So you can cut out something way longer and you attach it to the neckline of the dress. Now measure the front neckline and the back neckline, add it up together, then mark the midpoint. Come up by ½ inch here and then you go ahead to reconnect. Whatever you have here, you're going to cut it on fold. Determine the height of the turtle neckline, whether you want to use 2 inches, 3 inches. Remember, whatever you're cutting is on fold. This 2 inches on fold, if you open it up, it will give you 4 inches for the width. And you determine the total length of the neckline, how long you want to cut it because of you're going to tie it up at the back of the dress. So after this, all you have to do is just to go ahead to cut it out. Neckline, and whatever you cut out should be long. And this is another reason why I said you should give the back neckline a notch. That way it will help open up the neckline of the back of this dress, so that by the time you attach this, you can easily tie it or knot it at the back of your dress. Start seeing in the video or picture of this dress at the back. Now all you have to do is to go ahead to get the exact measurement of, after you're done gathering it to the actual neckline width, that is after joining your front and the back, you will gather the neckline very well to the round measurement you have gotten before going ahead to cut. Remember, if you measure the front neckline, you should have at least 4.5 inches. Then for the back should be like 3.5. So by the time you join it together, you should have about 8 inches. Just know that 8 inches is on fold for the total round neckline. But please go ahead to take your own measurement. It is important to use your own measurement. Then after that, you attach the total neckline to the dress, just like you see me doing on this pattern paper. For the lower part of this dress, you're going to measure around your waistline. Say if your waistline is 30, you're not going to cut that 30 inches exactly. You might end up cutting like 50 inches for the length of the band or 60 inches for the length of the band. You're now going to gather your waistline, then add the band to it. You're going to gather your waistline. So when gathering your waistline, you can go ahead to add little ease. Let's say if your waist is 30, you might just gather your waist around 31 to like 33 or 34 inches, so that it can easily pass your waistline. Then by the time you use the band, attach it and then tie to your waistline, it will fit or match your actual waistline.